social media going viral about a new ordinance in the city of LaBelle, quote, prohibiting the owning, keeping, or harboring of livestock, end quote, within LaBelle city limits. The post says the ordinance would, quote, essentially ban the LaBelle annual rodeo, as well as several businesses. This got some head spinning on social media. For those of you that don't know, the annual rodeo is a big deal for LaBelle. The town of only 660 draws lots of people in for the rodeo every year. The Post warned urgent action was needed to save the rodeo and provided links to the Facebook pages of the mayor and other city officials, as well as the City Hall's phone number so that concerned readers could contact city officials and voice their objections. Now, if this was true, folks would have a reason to be concerned. LaBelle would be, in effect, outlawing one of their biggest events of the year. I thought this seemed odd, almost like LaBelle was shooting themselves in the foot, right? So I head to the LaBelle Rodeo Association's Facebook page. Their top post reads, in part, "There has been false information posted and text to our citizens about our annual rodeo. The person spreading the false information is not a member of LaBelle Rodeo Association. City of LaBelle lawyer has clarified an ordinance." So if the rodeo people themselves have nothing to do with the post, who did? Well, it turns out the post is hosted on a website from an organization called the Calvary Group. I did some digging there. Their website says they're a, quote, member-based company made up of animal owners, animal-related businesses, and corporate concerns. Okay, so what do? I asked Mindy Patterson, founder and co-owner of the company.
National member-based company, which represents animal owners and animal-related businesses.
You pay to be a part of this. You pay a subscription fee, and the organization apparently goes to bat for you. Corporate clients can pay $2,500 per year, but the specific services they provide to their members are not really discussed by Mindy on the website. I left a message with that contact number and was hoping Mindy would get back to me. In the meantime, I went over to LaBelle City Hall to see what was what. LaBelle's clerk, Wendy Lewis, didn't want to appear on camera, but Lewis and other officials at City Hall said the ban wouldn't affect the rodeo at all, and it was never meant to. In fact, the bill seems to concern itself mostly with CAFOs. Now, these are concentrated animal feeding operations, commonly known as factory farms. The town outlawed within city limits factory farms, essentially, and all other domestic animals. This is important, kept for use on a farm. Now, remember the original post, the one that got everyone up in arms? It said the rodeo was being banned. Well, here's part B of the ordinance that started it, the part that scared everyone. No cattle, no horses, no sheep, so certainly no alpacas. But this is part A, where it says concentrated animal feeding operations, animals stabled, confined, fed, or maintained for a total of 45 days or more in a 12-month period, defining a factory farm. LaBelle's ordinance seems to draw a line in the sand against any potential plans to build a factory farm within LaBelle city limits. LaBelle City Clerk Wendy also said there were 2 other households who still owned livestock within city limits, and both of these owned horses. One of them had plans to move them. The other person doesn't have plans to move her horses. That other person is Amy Turpin. They pay for the membership, like there's a yearly...
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, okay, so this is in effect a service rendered?
Well, I guess you could say that.
Amy, do you have her Illinois address or just her Missouri address?
I would have to check, but I believe we just have on file her Missouri address.
Amy Turpin is the former mayor of LaBelle. Amy Turpin keeps horses within city limits. Amy Turpin lost her bid for re-election in 2019. And perhaps most interestingly, Amy Turpin is not associated with the LaBelle Rodeo Association, who said in a letter to city officials, "We do not appreciate them using us as a pawn to advance their own agendas."